BP Hero Podcast, Season 2, Episode 6, numbers. Man, I really feel like we're slacking with this YouTube thing. It hasn't been good. I haven't been doing reviews, haven't been doing vlogs. We haven't been doing very many podcasts. We used to do like 2 a month. And now we're like to do 2 in a 3-month stretch.
Man.
YouTube needs us.
I'm almost wondering, like, what did we do with all of our time before?
I don't know, but I got a chigger bite on the back of my leg that's really bad.
Kiss your mother with that mouth?
So, I'm just going to jump straight to the drink of the podcast. Because I'm thirsty. And I need a drink.
Okay.
What you got?
I got to remove well, I can't move it. I've got a Powerade.
You got a Powerade with no label on it?
The reason it has no label, it's been sitting in the cooler, and I didn't want to have all that moisture behind the label. So
Gatorade. The 20-ounce Gatorade's are really bad about it, too. You pick it up and squeeze it.
Yeah.
Just people messaging me.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't be having that.
Yeah.
Can't be having my phone going off. We don't need any distractions. But anyway, he's
Great.
got Powerade.
So now you get to listen to it vibrating the whole time.
Got the shock top. Belgian white. It's not bad.
Isn't that an orange thing?
Yeah.
So what's Belgium got to do with it? They grow oranges in Belgium?
Sure.
Are they white oranges?
They're oranges.
Oh.
But it's not bad. I like the Blue Moon better. This is better with like food and stuff. The Blue Moon I can drink by itself, but I like this with food. Like we had pizza tonight, and it was really good with pizza. Not that you know anything about any of that, but that's what we're doing with that. What's new on the BP Hero since the last time we checked in here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. Been slacking, man. And there was 2 there. And there was 2 there. There was 2 there. It's been a doozy. Anyway, we got the 17 Worth watermelon. That bat was a whole lot of fun. I really like that thing. It was like the happy medium of the EST with it swinging a little more true to weight. Still a touch on the light side, but I mean, freaking gas. You didn't swing that, did you?
Nope.
I don't know why you do that. We get all these bats and you never swing them.
I don't know.
Simple Dave. Then we did the Mizuno Mambas. Those were from last year. You know, I've covered pretty much just a bunch of 2017 stuff this year. I don't mind doing the older stuff, but it just, I don't know, we've been rolling with the 2017 stuff so much that, you know, you kind of lose track. I mean, back when the BP Hero first started, you know, whatever you want to call it.
Literally anything. Please send me a bat.
All right. I mean, it's round. You can hit softballs with it. Put her in the mail, buddy.
Oh, man, that reminds me. Chris Harmon was talking about the old days when you had the aluminum bats, and you had they'd show up to league and they'd make them do a ring test on the bat.
Right.
Yeah. Man, that was a good night there.
So, you talking about that? One of my subscribers, Ryan Johnson, sent me. What was it? Was it Copperhead or something like that? Maybe it was one of the old CU31 alloy bats. And he's like, man, just swing it. He's like, I don't care what happens to it. He's like, just pitch it when you're done with it. I was like, oh, cool. We'll do a Throwback Thursday with a metal bat.
Yeah.
I put like 4 swings on it. It looked like a fucking boat paddle. It's like, well, maybe we just won't do this one.
Harmon was talking about the old days. They would take him and beat him against like a tree. That way they could have
That
way they'd have the flat side, and then they just crush. He was talking about the original Worth Super Duper dots. And I was like, Super Duper dots. He's like, I swear to you, they were called Super Duper dots.
It's just like, I laugh every time I think of the Super Duper dot. It makes me laugh every time.
And he was like, you guys are too young. I could be making this crap up and you wouldn't know it. I was like, Super Duper sounds super duper. I don't.
Seems legit.
Yeah. I have no way to disprove this.
You know, you talk about like beating bats on trees. If anybody hits at Kiwanis Park in St. Charles or Missouri, you know, any of my St. Louis guys that are watching this, if you go over to the tree next to the parking lot, right as you walk into the dugout, there's like a bare spot about this big around.
Where everybody's been taking their bats to it.
Yeah, there's no bark. It's just like clear down to the tree itself. I mean,
That's dope.
it's like hip level and everything. Like you can tell what that spot on the tree is for.
Well, you've been using this one for a while.
Break this thing in, Bubba.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had the Mizuno Mamas, They were 2016. Softball Fans was running a pretty good sale on those, and there was literally nothing about them anywhere. I mean, they'd been out for over a year, and nobody was really talking about them. So I got a chance to get some swings in with those. They ended up doing a pretty good deal on those, and I'm pretty sure they're going to run that sale a couple more times. I don't know when, but they were doing those 2 for $99.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They had the U-Trip and the dual stamp. Both of them were good, especially for $50 a piece.
Right.
So I had that, and then we had the outtakes. I usually try and post one of those every few months, but we're just boring people. There hasn't been a whole lot to post on that stuff lately, but what we did post was worth watching. I did the Dinger Slinger. What a disappointment. I mean, Jordan's laugh. We got Jordan on the FaceTime over here. And man, I mean, you just talk about a conundrum of a bat. You name something a Dinger Slinger, I mean, she better be spitting fire. No. Was not impressed at all. We did the balanced Dudley senior bat. I don't do a whole lot of senior bat reviews, but trying to mix them in here and there because I know there's some senior guys that watch this channel that still play both. They may play U-Trip and play senior ball, or guys that can use whatever they want whenever they want.
Right.
And if you can, use an Adidas Melee. That's all I'm saying. Did the Super Z's, the U-Trip models, the balance and the inload. I've secretly been a Louisville fan, and I was not a fan of those. I've always been right there on the verge of picking up a Super Z, like last year's Kennington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this year's was just not really my cup of tea. Was not a fan of those. And again, David never swings anything cool in BP, so.
First, I have to show up to BP to be able to swing something.
Yeah, I mean, I give you that. You threw yourself under the bus with that.
Right.
The breast cancer awareness boss. I mean, that's just basically a fly. It's on your hand.
It's a freckle.
Oh. Now I almost hit you again. But anyway, did the breast cancer awareness boss. Just a. What are you doing?
I'm showing him the freckle.
It's just a repaint, bro. It's basically the T3 with some different loading. They don't really try and sugarcoat it. They've got a lot of the special edition bats out, and one thing I'll save for these special edition bats that they have out, as opposed to other companies that release a new exclusive every 2 weeks, at least the money that they're making from them is going to a cause.
Yeah.
So there is that. Then we did an update on the 17 Helmer, the Anarchy No Name. That's the first of the Anarchy stuff that's been on the channel that's actually been approved for play. It's stamped and everything, and it's ready to go. And then we did the Inloaded Dudleys, Demolition, the ASA, and the U-Trip. I just posted those 2-3 hours ago probably.
Yeah.
They're still getting up and circulating around on the channel a little bit. And as far as what's coming, we got another shipment of bats coming from Softball Fans. Excuse me, I'm going to pull that list up here. We got the PT-12 Max Load. Have the Border Battle Freak, the Triple Crown, the Border Battle Legit, the 17 Nighthawk Inload, and there's one other bat coming, a little more on it later. It'll be kind of a promotional type deal. I'm not going to spill too many beans just to keep you on the edge of your seats because this is such a thrilling YouTube channel.
Good thing I'm all the way at the back of this one.
Better go get your seatbelt, Bubba. Yeah. Also got the J3A reissue, the exclusive from Swing Nation. Probably going to be the hottest bat ever because it's an exclusive.
Well, it's J3A, man.
Right. So, you got that to look forward to. Going to do updates on both of the Boom Bob bats, the T3 and the Boss 4.0. Got those ready to go. The Juggy OVL. And I picked up a bat that's going to work its way into the gamer rotation if and when the Avarice that I'm swinging ever kicks the bucket. Boy, I hope it doesn't. So, right. So, stay tuned for that. What?
I'd like to say something, but I don't want to derail you here.
Go for it.
All right, so I went and played Coed State this past weekend.
Do it, man.
And they did bat testing, and guess what passed with flying colors?
Brian already told me. He said you're just lucky he didn't shake it, though.
Oh, yeah. He was too busy talking. He's like, oh, man, now what's this thing? Because he locked it in. He's like, no, that thing failed. I was like, no.
Shh. You hear that? Oh, SBD. Anyway.
I was like, no, it's a combat. So I had to help show him on the list where it was at. And so then He slid her right back in there, saw that it climbed over 1,200, and he's like, no need to keep going, already know past. Slid it right back out, put the band on it, and gave it back to me, and never made any kind of like up-down motion to where you would have heard it like clink, clink.
Thank God.
Yeah, man.
That's like that one, I had that one time Steve walked to the plate with it like this.
Oh, they're in towels. Yeah. He walked to the plate just like this. Carried the bat up there, swung it, and then like the bat dropped, you heard it like, sounded like chains just scattered across the floor.
It sounded like a hardware shop through inside of that thing.
Oh, man.
That was pretty funny. That's probably my only rant with those bats. Oh my gosh, they were good.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
How long is the disc going to last? Then I've had a lot of people ask me, I don't consider myself a great hitter, world renowned, world beater, anything like that. Just some mediocre guy that takes way too much BP and likes to tell you guys about it. But, people wanting like hitting tips, maybe my approach or certain things that I do or certain cues. So I'm going to work on knocking that out. And it's time for some more raffles. Got one, maybe two coming here pretty soon after I get some reviews out. I'm not going to say when I'm doing them because that's, everybody's like, oh, well, let me know when you do the raffle so I can get in. Well, that's kind of part of the fun is just dropping it out of the sky.
Right.
Just to, again, keep you on the edge of your seat because this is such a thrilling YouTube channel. Man, I'll tell you what, man, here, your hat's about to come off. It's going too fast. Woo! Now, some topics that I did want to cover. The spotty uploads. I've been, there for quite a while, a couple months. I was every other day, video, whether it be a bat review or some game footage or anything else. I tried to at least do a bat review every other day. I think for the month of June, maybe, it was either June or May, I did an upload every day. But I've been busy. I can't really divulge on a whole lot of what yet, but that isn't going to be that way forever. We'll be getting back onto the grind of the uploads. We'll do more vlogs. We're going to try and get a schedule for these podcasts. Maybe try and do one, every Sunday night, or at least shoot for one every 2 weeks, just to kind of get back on a routine and stuff with that. So bear with me. The reviews have kind of been hit or miss. Everything else has been too, but it won't be this way forever. Somebody asked me what happens with the softball fans' bats. They send them to me and it's like, oh, what do you do with them?
He swings them. That's what happens.
I'll take them out of the box and I stand in front of this here camera and I'll hit them balls to the moon.
And then I say, roll tide, man, and then I send them, boy.
But no, I think a lot of people confuse, them sending me bats as me being affiliated with softball fans.
Well, because you are silly.
Right, yeah, totally affiliated. I sell stuff for them. What do you do?
Man, it's got a fuzz.
Oh, his hat's got a fuzz. If you want to consider that affiliated, I guess go for it. All they're doing is sending me bats. I review them and send them back. It's pretty cut and dry. It gets me the bats to review, and it's a free plug for them on their channel.
Are you silly? I'm still going to send it. That's what you ought to ask them. Hey, man, have you sent those bats back to us yet? Are you silly? I'm still going to send them. Oh, man.
But, all they're doing is sending me bats. I review them, send them back. Say each video gets 3,000 views. That's 3,000 plugs for softball fans on every bat they send. It's kind of a good promotional thing for them. Works out for me so I can get reviews for you guys. There's no, they're paying me to do this or paying me to do that. And I really like that because I can just be I can be unbiased. If some people think I'm not, whatever.
Right.
But, I can be unbiased. If the bat's good, I'm going to say it's good. If the bat's bad, I'm going to say it's bad. At the end of the day, everybody's getting what they want out of the situation. I couldn't be happier with it. Some people ask, how's it work out? How did you get into this? And, just kind of fell into my lap, really. I'm a moderator on their softball fans forum and just kind of getting to know some of those guys and chit-chatting with them and them knowing that I was in kind of the bat review game. Everything just kind of fell into place, I think some people maybe go out of their way to try and do stuff like that.
Right.
But, you will be noticed. All you got to do is just keep on the grind. Glove reviews. Man, hey, do you got your bag with you?
Yeah, in the car.
While I'm sitting here rambling,
Mm-hmm.
Go get your glove. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Which one?
Whichever one you use in games.
All right.
And my bag is in my chair. It's in that chair out there if you want to grab mine too. but you can't put them in front of the camera because then that ruins part of the fun. God. But then think about doing glove reviews. You know, whether it be, you know, something that's brand new, something that maybe I've broken in. I can't decide. You know, again, it's like stuff like that with softball fans. You know, the bats work out okay because they can turn around and use those in their demo facility. Gloves you really can't do that with. I have considered buying a glove, doing a video on it, and then raffling it off, or maybe even selling it, or breaking it in and see how it does when it breaks in, because all the leather's different. As long as you stay, you know, with doing a different brand of glove every time, you can kind of see how each glove breaks in with certain ways you do things. I'm no glove expert. I'm not a glove guru. That's part of the reason I'm hesitant to do that is I just don't, I'm not a glove expert by any stretch. I know enough to get me by, but, you know, again, I don't want to sit here and try and drop knowledge if I don't know a whole lot about it. Anyway, Gabe's back. And a couple other topics I wanted to cover. The Long Haul Bombers are going to be in St. Louis on August 24th. That's a Thursday. What you think, man? You want to go?
Cat, move the camera.
Timeout. Come on, man.
Oh, he has a paw right on it. That's
I'm
funny.
sure he does.
That's funny. Move it. Move it.
All right, while you're up, you see I slide it forward. Ooh. Okay. Now hit the start, stop. Okay. Because it cuts off after that time frame. Might as well go ahead and do it while you're up. Okay, we're back. Had some technical difficulties due to my cat that looks like a dog, but we're back on the grind. Anyway, what are you thinking, man? You want to go?
I can't.
Why?
It's on Thursday.
So?
I won't be able to do that. We'll talk.
Jordan, you want to go?
You want to go? Well, you can use your words now.
Yeah, please. Something. If you, well, she'll let you.
Well, I'll talk
I already
to
talked to her.
Carly. Yeah,
I already talked to her.
Oh, you did?
No.
Man, I was gonna say, man, it's always planning in
Well, I
advance.
thought it'd be kind of cool, like maybe do like a subscriber meetup at the game.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Get like some box seats or something like that. Be kind of dope.
Buy a suite. Yeah, the BP Hero here with a suite.
Sponsored by.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You know, get together some guys because I know I have, you know, some viewers in St. Louis. Seems like I meet somebody new every time I go to a tournament or go to league down there. It'd be cool to kind of do a subscriber meetup, hang out, watch the Bombers, maybe try and figure out if they're going to hit somewhere before the game. Go geek out.
Was that last year or 2 years ago that you did that?
2 years ago that we went and watched. We went and watched. I think it was
Philby, Denny Crine.
Philby, Crine, McCraw,
Yep.
and
The local guy.
yeah, he was from Memphis or something like that. But yeah, and he was there too. You know, we can get together, maybe go out and geek out with those guys. They probably don't want a great big crowd, so we can figure something out. But if that's something you guys would be interested in, comment below. And have you seen anything on this Jose Canseco thing with him attempting the world record for softball?
I heard something about it, but then I didn't hear stuff about it. So then,
I mean, I just caught wind of it here these last couple days. But you know, there's people saying that he's hitting the ball like 572 feet, some kind of world record, and I guess I'm trying to find the article. There's an article somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it. But, you know, basically he's going to be hitting in the Long Haul Bomber Tour, attempting to hit this world record softball, which to me, why would you do it in a stadium where, like, your stands are going to inhibit how far the ball can go?
not unless you're going to go to like Fenway and hit it over the wall.
Over the monster.
Yeah.
See, I feel like, here's the other thing too I got to thinking about with that. I mean, at some point, do you have to almost hit a ball with a certain trajectory to be able to get that kind of distance? Or do you, or do you just adapt the hit it as high as you can thing?
Just hit it high.
Right.
What's he swinging?
Probably, I think it was the Dudley Senior bat is what he was showing in the last one there. I don't know if Bass is still making bats, but he was affiliated with Bass at one point.
Well, yeah, it's when him and Jeff Hall and they were swinging the Mandingo.
What did he say? The new Bass Brothers or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We're not making fun of Jeff Hall. I love Jeff Hall. I love how he talks. Like he's one guy I could probably sit down and just like sledgehammer some beers with.
Jeff, tell me a bedtime story. So then the boogeyman came on in. He hit that train horn, bud.
When he looked up to lick the salt sucker and hung from the dang dog tray, got him right above the eye.
He said, "You're a patriot. You defend us.
Please watch Tavin Dillard.
You protect our freedom.
You defend our freedom."
Yeah, you defend us.
Does anybody watch Tavin Dillard? That's another thing you can comment down below. Post your favorite Tavin Dillard video in the comments down below.
I said, "Oh boy, one's great. You see what he did?
You see what he did rest of Tim Wells tailgate? Tavin, we don't have any great.
I tell you, I said, boy, I gotta see it to believe it." That's probably my favorite line. I showed it to Dad over the weekend. He loved it.
So I had a few other questions come in. We're gonna start with some Q&A type stuff. And I had a couple of messages on just some topics.
Oh, hold on, no. Before we get to the Q&A stuff. So this weekend's NSA State for silver and gold, because there's no bronze or elite here in Missouri. I only got 11 teams for silver.
On the contrary, there's usually what, 5 or 6 teams for gold?
Right. So then they took some teams and bumped them to gold. That had,
right.
I don't know how, like if they won a tournament or placed well or whatever. I don't know what happened there, but
to my understanding, it was teams that the director felt like needed to be up a level to maybe encourage more of the lower level teams to sign up.
Okay.
Is the understanding that I got from it. Knowing some of the guys on the teams that have been bumped up, that's kind of the explanation that I got from that.
Gotcha.
But
I mean, every NSA tournament that we've played in, it's been dumpster fire. But hey, 11 teams, baby. Let's give her a whirl.
I did hear. We're going to start the rumor mill. You heard it here first, kids. NSA in Missouri going to a 44-400 next year.
Yeah.
Has anybody else heard that yet?
Yeah.
That. In the comments down below.
Everybody wants to go play U-Trip because of the hardball. You may be going back to NSA now.
See, I think that's part of the appeal to, so much U-Trip being played in, where we're at. I mean, it's pretty much all we have is podunk ASA stuff. Mm-hmm. There's no sanctioned ASA at all, besides maybe a tournament or two a year in Rolla.
Right. And then state.
Right, and then state. But you have, there's a handful of U-Trip events in Columbia and Jeff City, which is pretty much local to us, and then all kinds of, U-Trip events in Kansas City and St. Louis, and a handful of NSA stuff. And NSA's really been dying off. There used to be a lot of teams that show up to those tournaments,
right.
And there's been rumor that we want to go hit the hardball, so they're talking about going back to 44-400. That came from one of the director's mouths. Stood there and heard him say it myself. We'll see if it happens though.
So here's my thing with it. So everybody wants to go and hit the hard ball. Is it just from a home run, like a satisfaction of like, hey, we're gonna hit a hard ball, watch it fly, or
I can't
because I've never understood. Let's go play U-Trip so we can hit a hard ball. Like I don't like U-Trip's a faster paced game, so I understand wanting to go play it in that regard.
What happens when someone has a bad day? 9 times out of 10, what happens? They blame the equipment.
Okay.
The mush ball. How does this bat hit mush ball?
Best bat 52-300 plus.
The plus gets me every time.
Did you see what I put on the fridge?
No.
You all had milk up there, and I put plus next to it.
We're supposed to get milk and we'll
She's gonna like that in the morning when she sees it.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I just don't understand what the appeal is just to hit a harder ball. I mean, from a safety concern, I thought that's the whole reason they went down to the core ball.
Keep talking.
So if you're going to go back to a harder ball, I feel like you're just opening yourself up to more injuries. Now, granted, some of the 52s take the super bounce and all that. I think a lot of that can be fixed if you have a good watered down infield or
right.
well maintained infield. But that just hit my mind as far as we're hitting a harder ball, and now you just kind of eliminate your safety baseline that you had.
I agree. I mean, you have that, and like the fact that everybody hates 52s.
I don't mind them
personally. I'd almost rather, of course, some of us live and die on cutting the ball. Seems like it, there's becoming more and more of those people around here.
Right.
But I can cut a 52 just fine. So I would almost rather hit a 52. A, based on that, and B, it's going to hit the same no matter any condition.
Right.
The ball is not forgiving. If you miss it, you're going to miss it. There's no sneezing a home run out because you hit a hard ball
Right.
with a 10,000 swing bat, and you just sneezed it out of there because you got lucky. Oh, they're gonna fall.
I know they are. I'm gonna have to put it right back up.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I would almost rather hit a 52. We got anyway. I meant to say it earlier.
You get all itchy.
Yeah. If there's anybody that follows John King's Slow Pitch on Facebook, did you see the picture of the dude's leg? Have you seen that?
It's social media. I didn't see it.
I thought I'd sent you the picture. Jordan, have you seen it?
No.
Oh man.
Hey, did you hear about Scottie Phillips getting hit in the face with a ball Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Somebody was saying
check the description down below there.
Cut him.
I don't know. Got him above the eye or something like that.
That's what I heard. I saw him playing the rest of the night. And I was like, well, maybe it's not that bad, but I heard him talking about it, and we didn't play them, and we're on different fields, so I never got a chance. But
The good old rainbow hop.
yeah, I don't even know where he was playing at, but somebody said that it took. No, he was line drive, fly ball, something, and a glove.
He's in the outfield or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
So
not really relevant, but
check the description again. Man, we're killing it with the description comment stuff. But I'm gonna put either a link or something. I'm gonna figure out some way to get that post into YouTube so you guys can check this out. Conference pitcher got hit in the leg with a stadium ball.
he wasn't wearing shin guards.
He was. It got the edge of his shin guard. It got him like right on the side of his calf.
Okay.
Literally, killed skin cells in his leg. Like he's got a hole in his leg because it killed muscle and it killed skin cells. What they call that, necrosis? Maybe something like that. I mean,
What?
Yeah. And it wasn't because he didn't treat it. I mean, it's just because he got hit that hard. I mean, they legitimately had to surgically go in and clean out all the dead skin and muscle in his leg. You talk about safety, just wrap your mind around that. And somebody still wants to swing a shaved bat, hitting stadiums in the conference.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So, at what point do they do? It was a tournament that Davis played in. When was it? It was last year. It was like one
With
of
the
those
screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At what point do you reach that point?
I don't know. I mean, pitching's one of those things. Man, it's not for everybody.
It's not.
And I'm not gonna lie. After I saw that, I'm kind of squeamish on the mound now. I mean, usually I'm the guy. I'll go pitch the ball and then go stand wherever I think it's gonna be hit, and I want it hit at me. Man, I don't know. I'd almost rather just duck and cover. But anyway, back onto this Q&A stuff. Mike Potts has kind of a pretty good question here. One or two of your favorite softball moments and or stories. Go.
The year we won Home Runs for Heroes, because we came back in every game that we played.
Pool play too, right?
Yeah. No. Pool play, we won. We won those games easy enough.
Okay.
It was every game of bracket play, we were down in the 5th inning or later and came back and won. I mean, that game, the game in the championship, we were chasing.
We played extra innings the game before that.
Yeah,
Played 9 innings the game before that.
10.
Was it 10?
It was a 10 inning game. But then, what's the, what was it? We were down 5 going into that championship game. Jay hit the grand slam to give us the lead, and then we went up.
No, we were down like 7.
Jay hit a grand slam to give us the lead. Then we ended up putting up a few more, and then they were out of home runs, and you served up the cookie, and the dude sent it 330.
Yeah. He hit it well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Just a terrible time for him.
That one, and then I don't know.
I'll let you think about it.
I'd just say the last 2 years at State, just because those were interesting days.
Right. Yeah, both years.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite moments, which we will get on the topic of later, coincidentally enough. I'm playing league with Mike Potts in St. Louis, playing at Wapplehurst, playing Coed, and I can't remember what I did. I was trying to hit the ball to right center, popped it up, I think it was a flare that ended up falling in for a hit. But this woman at second base looks at me. I mean, she's probably close to 50 years old. She looks at me and says, if you'd watched the ball, you'd hit it a lot better. And I was like, you person. So I get up there next time and I'm like, I just didn't care. Did not care. I got up there next time and dude, I hit this like laser at her feet. She just put her feet together and stuck her glove down and went like this and it went right by her leg. And then she's standing out there going, well, I couldn't even see that one coming. And I just wanted to look at her and go, maybe if you'd watched the ball, you could see it. I mean, it's like, that is total Coed douche moment.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites. As far as another favorite moment would probably have to be, man, I don't know. There's a few more. Like, I only wanted to do two. I should have thought this out is what I should have did.
You didn't give me any time to even think about it.
Well, think about it then.
Well, I don't know what else I would add. Like, those are good moments.
Yeah, that is true. Those were good moments.
I mean, if you want to, like, talk about a day of, like, giggles, like, last year at the Snowball when I bat flipped and almost hit myself.
That was pretty good.
That was a pretty good one. And then Mike said, I'm not going to
picking that up.
And then he walked over and picked up that, yeah. There was that one. I don't know. We've gotten into some pretty good shenanigans at times.
There was the first year of the Snowball. The first year of the Snowball was pretty good. But I think the second was probably the best.
And the worst at the same time.
Oh, man.
It's a tie.
Yeah. Oh, went out drinking all night long.
Yeah.
Stayed up till like 2:30 in the morning.
I DD'd that bad boy.
Oh.
I was driving that Suburban like it was my job.
Mike Crossman's in the back. I'm like, Mike, I need a beer. And I literally, like 2 seconds later, here comes a can of beer flying through the front of the vehicle, off the windshield and onto the dash. I mean, there was, what do we have in this house? Did you stay here that night or did you go home?
No, I went home.
I think in my house, I got a decent
7?
sized house. I think I had 7 guys in the house.
Yeah.
All of us drunk.
Yeah.
Then we got up at 7 in the morning, got home at 2:30, got up at 7 in the morning, and went out and played probably the worst tournament of softball we've ever played.
Yep.
I mean, absolutely horrible. We had enough guys on the team, and we could have passed as a football team. We had enough big guys to hit.
Oh, yeah. Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, Dan went ahead and checked in.
Yeah.
I think Dan and a couple others, and Matt and Tony. Dan, Matt, and Tony hit pretty well.
Yeah.
You did too, I think. No, I can't remember if you did or not.
I had the one dinger with that DC.
That's right. I was garbage that day.
I was swinging that ST100 that was trash.
Oh my god, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, but you
man,
were.
you crazy.
I
don't know why you got rid of that thing.
Didn't like it. Hey, I just had another moment, and it just left me real quick.
Score.
Talking about shenanigans. Oh, Classic Justin.
Oh man, we're terrible Classic Justin friends. So softball fans, you know the forum. Oh yeah, and Emily did want to mention. Don't forget that my 9-month pregnant wife drove us all around that night, as well. So I think you were somewhere, and she drove us around in the meantime until we all went to Jacksonville. We decided to go to Jacksonville. She drove us all around.
Oh, she drove all you guys back from Nellie's, and was it Walmart?
Yeah, because Maddie got in trouble. And Mikey stole the donut. Oh,
No.
No, that was the next day.
That was the next day.
Man, anyway.
Yeah. There was the year at the Mud Bash when Maddie was twerking in the heels. There was that one. That's another good shenanigans.
Then they told us we needed to shut it down because we were making too much noise. Yeah. So we just went to a different hotel room.
Yeah.
And then they told us we needed to shut it down again. And Maddie answered the door in his underwear with a shirt over his head. What a night.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, into this Q&A here.
Hey, Matt Hardy reached out to me.
Really?
Yeah, which is going to tie in great to
right,
that.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue, sorry.
And then Andrew Nicholas says, would you rather have a third baseman who never gets in front of the ball?
Oh, he answered me.
Yeah. Or a guy who can never get on base? Gabe also needs a reality show. I watch mostly for his antics.
That's a terrible idea. I'll kill that now.
But,
so then I asked him, because I don't typically check the Q&A stuff beforehand. I happen to be on the social medias. And so I asked him to clarify if the guy was going to be batting like 700 or better, or what you were going to be getting from him. That way we could really just set this question up. So
he says he is a power hitter who's good for bombs, but can't base hit for crap. fouls out trying to go oppo.
I'm taking the guy that's got the glove then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's the area. Now, if you give me the guy that bats 700, I'm taking him because you know what? He's going to eventually run into a play at third. Like he's going to make one at that point.
He'll make that timely play.
Right. The one that he shouldn't make and he olays the crap out of it. Great play. You should have seen it.
Jared Unruh, thoughts on batting stance. Stationary feet versus sliding around the box, i.e. Christian James.
Like walking the box.
Yeah. I've recently started to slide around, and I found I can position myself better for consistent, solid contact versus being stationary with my feet. My only thing with that is, as a pitcher, I will do everything I can to exploit that.
Right.
If I see someone walk in the box, I'm going to do everything I can to upset your timing to where you're not going to be able to do that and do well at it. And the other thing is, more movement equals more consistency.
Mm-hmm. Inconsistency.
Sorry, yes. I was thinking in my head something else. But more movement equals more inconsistency. You know, that's coming from the guy that's got the big, ugly hitch in the swing right now. It kind of works, so I've just kind of been rolling with it. But anyway, I am totally a fan of, staying set. There's people that, just get by better doing that kind of thing. And it's subjective, just like everything else. You have your guys that do good in an open stance. You have your guys that do good in a closed stance. So that kind of falls right in there in that same category. But I would never suggest someone to do that. I will say that if they're in a funk, I'm not going to say, hey, why don't you try, walk in the box and try and hit something.
Oh, what's the guy's name that played on Combat and he used to walk the box like crazy? Jeff.
McGavin.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know if that would you consider that a walk or would you consider that a shuffle?
Either way, though, I mean, he's moving his feet.
Oh, right.
In the process, like he's shuffling his feet and. Excuse me, I'm just going to bet 720 for the weekend.
Right.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Let's see. Robbie Cruz says, how do you feel about co-ed play, having girls with extremely limited skills, and having the guys around them take the fly ball outs in the outfield away from them?
I hate it.
It's whatever.
I hate it. Like, don't send her out there then.
What if that's all you got?
Like, I just fall back on like
what, okay,
like Moberly Coed, like you've got well, I guess there's normally a girl that can at least kind of semi catch a fly ball.
Now,
so then
is homeboy running over someone to catch a ball, or is he catching the ball for her because she's like, I'm pretty and I can't catch?
Right, that one I understand.
Right,
but if you're like,
because that's what I interpret.
If it's a fly ball to like your third base girl and she's like camped out under it, and all of a sudden your shortstop's like ball, and like takes that, I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Yeah, that stuff. I mean, just you're at that point you're over competitive douche.
Right, co-ed all-star.
Right, but if it's one of those things where
I'm so pretty, I'm so pretty, and I'm wearing these tight shorts. Oh no!
Oh my gosh, these yoga pants are splitting at the seams, girl.
Oh my god, I'm just all out of these.
But yeah, I mean, if it's one of those things like if a guy can get to it and he wants to catch it,
yeah, a guy can get to it and catch it.
Yeah. Anyway, next question. See, Taylor Smith. Honest question though. Hitting metal etiquette. Okay, in tournaments, Bush League and City League, never allowed in co-ed, even on accident. We used to talk about this a lot in the earlier podcast. Mm-hmm. It was a very hot topic at the time. If you're playing a tournament, as long as you're not up by a bunch of runs, you're not just out there slaughtering someone. Where you got a glove, use it. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, don't go out there.
You see I can say with this past weekend at Coed State, you see a lot of that.
Really?
Right. Well, because you're trying to find the biggest gap.
Right. I've never played Coed State, so I can tell you.
You see a lot of it just because that's like normally a spot where you can get a ball through without much dilemma,
much resistance.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, as far as that stuff goes, if you're in a tournament, co-ed, men's, whatever, if it's not a landslide or you're a team that you're just going to drum the other team, I mean, don't be that guy. But if it's competitive and kind of one of those things, you got to do what you got to do to get on base. You're not out there to make friends.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds cliche or whatever else. And as far as league goes, it depends on the league. Like the B League that we play in on Tuesdays down here in Columbia, I mean, that league is made up of nothing but tournament teams. Mm-hmm. So, you're out there trying to win. That's the competitive cutthroat league.
Right.
Whatever goes out there. Now, we're talking like Friday D-League. Yeah, you're kind of that guy.
I'm just not good enough. I have no idea where it's going.
Man, I thought my life flashed before my eyes that night. So here I am on second base. Gabe's up there, so of course he closes his eyes and he swings hard. Did that ball hit off his feet or did it go off the rubber?
You said it went off his foot?
So I'm on second base. Gabe's up there, and they gave him the big Barry Bonds shift. That's another thing we'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
Lefty shift. So, he comes up there, and they've got the big Barry Bonds shift on him. The shortstop's over, grabbing something out of the second baseman's pocket. They're so far shifted over. So Gabe's just trying to hit one, basically right where the shortstop should be.
To push a ball, just any way that I can.
Right. Tried to push a ball a little bit inside, and there I am standing on second base, and I see it coming straight for the pitcher, and then I see it hit something, and it just goes straight up in the air. And there I am standing on second base. I mean, I'm just dead in the water at that point, because I didn't see the ball, I didn't see where it went. So I basically just covered up on second base with my head in between my knees and just waited for the ball to come down, because I had no idea where it went.
Landed like 20 feet in the grass.
See, I never knew if that went off his foot.
I thought it hit off the
his
rubber
toe.
and shot straight up.
That's what I thought,
Jordan
too.
said it hit off his toe when he picked
Ouch.
his foot up.
So there's the...
Yeah, if I was any better at softball, it would help, but I'm just not, so...
See, Seth says, would you rather have the catcher who knows what they are doing behind the plate, but has an average bat, or a catcher who doesn't know what they are doing behind the plate but can hit?
I'm okay with the second as long as it's not ASA.
Right. Is where, what is reference to an ASA? Is there stealing an ASA? Oh, God. Time out. Okay, so anyway, what his reference is there is basically there is stealing an ASA,
Hang on, Jordan.
and that's kind of what he's getting at. Where are you going?
I need to get a charger for him.
Oh, here, just take this one. So, you've got to have a catcher that at least can try and look alive back there, because that can cost you pretty quick, especially if a ball gets by. So, I mean, again, but you don't need some kind of Yadier Molina slow pitch softball, just somebody that can knock the ball down and make a decent throw to second base. But generally, if the guy can rake, can't play very much defense, I don't have a problem putting him at catcher. I'd rather just put him at EH.
Right. Jordan, go landscape.
Timothy Gilbert
Thanks,
says,
buddy.
do you ever aim for a specific person? Maybe if that person runs their mouth or shoots middle. I mean, that's the whole Mike Potts story tying back together there.
Yeah.
But no, I don't aim for specific people. No better way to get yourself in trouble, especially if you're someone that likes to play mind games, like Rodney. Rodney's really good at that.
Yeah.
Just anything trying to get in your head and get you thrown off to get your team trying to hit him. I mean, he's won. He's won the battle.
Because he got a team full of 9 that'll do it.
Right. So don't make dumb swings trying to do stuff like that. I've never, ever been a proponent of that.
Chris Robinette tried to get me on your move.
What's that?
Is he even in the box? I'm standing there, like I'm off the plate Tuesday night, and Chris is pitching for Damon and them. And he goes, is he even in the box? I was like, pitch it, Chris. Just pitch it. And you hear F.A., I did that to Jesse Dollar like 3 weeks ago.
Stop it.
Yeah.
All of you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. Don't take a dumb swing trying to do something that... I'm not saying that you can't do. But, again, you try and hit at this person. They've got a glove on. If they feel that and throw you out, then that's just more shit for them to talk.
Right.
So that's kind of how I feel about that. Seth asks, when you're having a tough...
I'll read this one.
Thank you.
When you're having a tough time all around, how do you keep yourself from getting in your way and to be able to slow yourself down and work it out? So you're having a terrible tournament and like you guys are still winning games, but you personally are driving the struggle bus all the way into the Grand Canyon.
When I get like that, hit middle. If it's a tournament, hit middle. That's hit middle. Middle. I'll hit middle and right center gap until I kind of find myself again, and if I don't, I'll just stay there.
I just try and find a way to get on top of the ball at that point.
Right. mean, anything to at least get a little bit of momentum started.
Right. And I'll try and make my legs do work.
Right.
Lay something out.
I won't.
Yeah.
Now, Christian James, who is doing the Battle of the Bats, the same person here, just for reference, he says, as a cutter, in reference to someone that cuts the ball, what's your approach when changing your launch angle? Contact point on the ball or swing plane, which do you change? For me, I mean, when I talking about this earlier with this hitting tips thing, my approach to hitting the ball, obviously I've got a downward swing, but in my mind, when I'm attacking that ball, if I'm just trying to cut something or drive a gap to get on base, I'm just trying to keep my bat head as flat and through the ball as I can to kind of generate that backspin. Now, when it comes to say we need a home run or it's time to try and at least try and hit a home run or at least need something in the air.
Right.
Whether my swing plane actually changes or not, I don't know. In my mind, I feel like it does, but I'm just trying to hit something high. Just make sure that I hit it in the air. I don't feel like so much that I change my contact point on the ball as much as I do maybe get a little more level or even slightly up just to make sure I am hitting the ball in the air. Like if there's runners, on base, like if the potential of double play, I'm doing everything I can to make sure I'm hitting the ball in the air.
Yeah.
And things like that. So I would say that probably my swing plane does change a little bit. Everybody's different though. I mean, you have some guys that may take a more of a dramatic cut at the ball to try and get that loft. But the more you do that, the more you leave yourself open for disaster. Timeout.
What's the problem now?
Card's full.
Oh.
Okay. Greg Beal Jr. asks, is it right for tournament directors to charge a cover for people to watch a recreational sport in a public park?
No.
No. Under no circumstance is it.
NSA will have a cover charge this weekend, I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is either. I'm not sure. I assume that's probably to pay the people that are doing the check-ins. I don't know. But NSA is the only one. They always have a gate charge.
Well, what is it, $3 per day or $5 for the weekend?
Something like that. And PSA, oof,
Don't get started.
You talk about a stir they caused around here.
Man.
Has anybody else ever played a PSA tournament and had to pay a gate fee? Go. All right. Go do that one.
From our friend Will Webb, how many people do you anticipate will ask a stupid question and be dead-ass serious? Asking for a friend.
First off, I love Will Webb.
Yeah.
Dude's awesome.
Hey, that's a guy that needs to post some more bat reviews.
I know, right? He's been busy doing like adult stuff. I don't know, something about being a grown up. I'm not
For the birds.
Yeah, but I hate to say it because I don't want to discourage people from asking questions. But sometimes people ask a question and I swear they don't think before they send it.
Or they don't read before they send it.
Right.
Yeah.
That being said, want to talk about it real quick. This makes me want to claw my eyes out. Claw my eyes out. You see it on Facebook groups. You see it on softball fans. I get messages all the time. Hey, how's this bat? Just picked one up. Wanted your opinion on it. Why are you asking after you've picked the bat up? Wouldn't you want to know about the bat before you got it?
Did you not watch my review of said bat?
That's another thing. People that ask me, hey, how's this bat?
Just watched your review, wanted to get your honest thoughts.
Right, yeah, that's another one. Honest thoughts. I'm going to put that one, yeah. My honest thoughts on bats.
Dear God.
Oh, man. Yeah, dear God. Why do people ask me, what's your honest opinion on this bat, when I claim that I keep it 100%? Like, anything that I have to say, I'm going to say it in the video. I don't give a rat's ass who's watching it, whose bat it is, or anything else. So don't ask me for my honest opinion, because watch the review and get the honest opinion. Or people that are like, oh, hey, what's your thoughts on this bat? And I'll copy and paste the review. Yeah, I saw the review, but I haven't had time to watch it. I just won't even respond. Like, what's the point of me doing these videos if you're not going to watch them?
Do you want to address that? Because you underlined it.
Dear God. Why do people always shift on a lefty like they're freaking Barry Bonds?
Because lefties aren't supposed to be able to push a ball. We're supposed to be all pull.
Right.
All pull.
I never understood that.
With righties, you never see it.
No.
But with lefties, they're bringing the third baseman over.
Right. I mean, they're just like, well, bring in a birdie wagon. I mean, why is that?
I love beating the shift. Oh, I love it.
Like, I don't understand. I've noticed it this year that a lot of people, I in a tournament, if I have to, I'll live up the middle.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people like in the league come out and they'll see me coming to the plate and they'll go stand, right center fielder go stand right behind the pitcher. Thanks for the gap. So
Right.
that's where I hit the ball anyway.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's like they do it to you all the time. They do it to my wife all the time. The lefty comes up and everybody's like, load that side up. I mean, I seen her one time. You probably have more back control than she does, and that's alarming.
Man.
But like, I seen her one time, like literally the shortstop was like 10 feet from the second base. The third baseman was like 10 feet from the second base bag, and I mean, she legit just like flicked it right over the third. I mean, it like rolled over the third base bag, and then she ran to second base and was almost went to third because everybody was just standing there and nobody went to cover third base. Yeah. I was just like,
all it takes is one time to beat the shift, and then all your fun's ruined because then they like just play you straight up.
Yeah.
This guy
anywhere.
Anywhere. Dang it.
This guy goes both ways.
Should have just pulled the ball just to keep that in the bag for later.
That's what I'm gonna do next time. Next time I pitch, I'm gonna turn around and go, this guy goes both ways. Back on topic. How do the balls that you use? How do the balls that you use compare to the Worth balls we use? We use the Worth Gray Dots. The Worth Gray Dot is a 40 core, 400 compression, not much different than a 44 400. We hit 44 400 special blends, so if there's any difference, it can't be much. You want that one?
Okay. Tim McPherson, I heard you literally can't even. Is it true?
I can't even right now.
Yeah.
I did giggle uncontrollably when I read that question.
He did.
Yeah. Matt J. Schrader. Fielding gloves. What gloves you guys rocking? A Beat to Death Beauty. New pretty over a year.
No, a new pretty one every year.
Oh, new. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, new pretty one every year. High end, mid pack, etc. We're like twinsies.
I really want to get a Vinci hat, but I don't want the red. Like Stansberry sent me one, and it was like a red, white, and blue. Like I don't. At times, I'm okay with like stars and stripes stuff, but for a hat, I just want like this is like gray and yellow. If they could just put me a Vinci logo on.
Well, give it to me then. I'll wear it.
I don't have it.
You said he gave it to you.
No, he was telling me about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So these are same model. Mine's a custom. His is not.
Yours is just custom because of the color.
Correct. But still.
It's a TJ1952
L.
I've got another one that's the exact same as this one, except it's an open back rather than a closed.
Which technically is a full custom with no model number.
Correct.
TJ1952-L. That's what this glove is. That's what his glove is. The only thing that makes mine as a custom is literally everything is red on the glove besides the stitching and the Vinci logo on there. I wanted it black just to kind of stand out different from the rest there. I do need to condition this. It's kind of starting to turn pink on me. I've had this glove. I had it for a couple years. Got jacked in the face with a ball. Sold it to raise some money to pay some bills. Ended up buying it back from the guy that I sold it to. Mm-hmm. Dude was awesome. Sold it back to me. He even sold it back to me with the softball that I put in it.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, man. Absolutely love these gloves. The only way you can go up from Vinci's Kip leather is their Optimus leather, and that just came out a couple of years ago. I'd really like to try one of those.
So I don't know about you, like before you started using Vinci stuff. I was always really big on Rawlings, just from baseball. That's all I ever used with Rawlings gloves, except for one Mizuno that I had. So I used a Rawlings trapeze, like for a couple of years, and then I used a big. It was like a 14-inch glove, but I swear to you, it played like it was 35 inches, and it was a big H-Web.
What was it, that Revo thing or whatever it was?
Yeah. I quickly learned, and I'm sure other people realize this, but if you actually like invest some money in a glove and like don't go to there's nothing wrong with going to MC Sports or Dick's and spending $75-$80 on a glove,
right?
Because it'll serve its purpose. But if you don't want to cycle through a glove every year and have it get broke down, like if you actually invest a little bit of money and buy one
and take care of it,
your money way ahead. The glove that was my gamer for 2 years, I busted.
Same seam I did, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one you're fraying.
Yeah.
Sent it to a guy. He relaced it, did an awesome job. I would recommend him to anybody, and the turnaround was stupid quick.
Yeah, he does. Dan Davis does a really good job.
Davis Relaced. He's got a Facebook page. Anyways, but then our buddy Matt Hardy was getting rid of his, and I was like, yeah, this will be a good backup. Because I had every intention of going back to that glove. Every intention. And then I started using this, and I shipped off my glove to get it relaced, and it's still sitting in my bag, wrapped with a ball in the pocket to form it. Haven't brought it back out yet.
I love Vinci gloves. There's a lot of people that, these gloves are Japanese, they're knockoffs, they're whatever else. No, they're not Japanese. They are made overseas, I believe. I'm not mistaken. You know what? No, I don't think they are. That's going to drive me nuts. I got to look.
I don't care. I love them. The one thing that I'll say is it's a little heavier than what your other gloves are, but this is just all, the leather and stuff in it. That's the only thing offsetting it. But I wouldn't trade this thing for the world. How big are these? 13 and a half?
Yes.
Yeah, 13 and a half.
And play humongous.
The pocket's pretty deep on it. I use mine in the outfield and at first base, and don't have any issues with it whatsoever. Don't waft it this way.
No, the bug.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't figure that out now. It's driving me nuts. Can't remember if it's anyway. Chris easily asks, what do you think needs to be done to expand popularity of men's slow pitch softball? Quit snoring, dog. Sorry to awake your slumber. What can be done to help men's slow pitch softball? Organization.
Remove all the douchebags from it.
Dude, they didn't lie. More organized softball. I honestly think that would be a great place to start. Something that can post a schedule in advance, not these tournaments that just drop out of the sky. And man, I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. Here in town, it's nothing against the guy that runs the park. I get why he does it, but it's okay if someone wants to have a beer at a ball game. It's okay. We play at Rainbow in Columbia. I mean, they sell beer there.
I'd love to know what they make in alcohol sales.
Right.
It's gotta be a killing.
And that's the nice thing about down there is people drink, they have a good time, they go home. You don't run into the people that are just absolutely wasted.
Right.
Maybe once a year you really run into that issue.
Right.
But yeah, in my opinion, just more organization and the willingness to the director to work with people. If you're gonna drink, you don't want it at the ball field, just tell them to go do it in the parking lot. It's that easy.
Disguise it something.
Right. Little things like that could go a long ways as far as drawing teams and things like that.
Brett Noble? What's the worst injury you've seen or endured while playing? I don't know. Watching Randy blow out his knee was less than exciting.
Yeah, and it was just
he had already been having some knee issues, but all he did was take 2 hard steps out of the box. He hits a seed to the right center fielder, and he basically just lifts up his glove and pops it in there. I mean, so Randy takes 2 hard steps. It's already in the guy's glove, so he's going to stop, and then his knee basically besplows on him there.
Just gave out.
Yeah, I mean, he was in so much pain. When we got him to the dugout, he almost passed out. If not, he did pass out.
Right.
That was pretty bad. I watched Jordan. What's his name? He's friends with Bayzad. He used to play with you guys. Squires.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I watched him break his collarbone.
Ugh.
Had a ball. He was playing middle infield and had a ball come up and hit him. Caught it right there, and it made a noticeable. And so then, clean break. He tries to go in bad, and so he swings, and because of the way your body's set up, you're just pulling that up.
Right.
Oh man, I saw that at the ball field, but I heard it more than anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably the worst that I've ever seen would probably have to be a personal story and endured would again be the same story. I got hit in the face with a ball.
Twofers?
My twofers were gone.
Yeah.
They were pretty jacked. I'm not even gonna post a picture.
You've posted it before.
I have,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna do it again because it's pretty gross. But I got hit in the face with a ball. I didn't even get hit in the mouth. The ball actually got me up here and basically just caved in the roof of my mouth. I think I had 3 or 4 breaks to what they consider the palate of your mouth, which is like your gums and the roof of your mouth. I had 2 teeth that were basically just basically slanted straight back towards at a 45-degree angle, towards the back of my mouth. Fractured 2 teeth and stitches in my lip because my tooth went through my lip. I mean, it was not good. That was, excuse me. Wow, it came out of nowhere. That was not a good deal at all. I know.
I remember that night. Getting those texts.
It was my dad's birthday. So I called Dad. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm on my way to the ER." He's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Dude, I got hit in the face with a ball. I just wanted to tell you happy birthday." He was like, "Oh, thanks. Have a good night." Just hung up the phone. Thanks, Dad.
I love it, Rob.
Will Webb, if you ever snap someone off while pitching, would you roll it, kick it, or walk it to first? I'm not going to be an asshat. I'm just going to throw it over to first and be done with it. But I have a really good story that features Bobby Kyle. I can't remember. It was obviously the Pleasure Town gang because it was all around that era. Somebody hits a ball at him. Dude snaps it off. And he's sitting there watching the guy run to first base, watching him. At the last second, he rolls it to the first baseman and got him by a step. I want to say it was Home Runs for Heroes. Whatever year it was, they had the big blowout with John.
Made him leg the entire thing out.
Well, the guy took off running, and then he realized that Bobby was just standing there messing with him. So then he just keeps running, and then Bobby rolled it to first, and then he just started sprinting because he thought he was going to be able to beat the ball. Chad picked it up the last second.
That's awesome.
That was troll moment of the year, but considering who you're dealing with there,
Right.
No surprise.
Right. Caleb Evans, if you had to hit a ball other than Evil Sports, what would it be?
X-Rock.
I don't really deal much with softballs.
If it's round, Dave hits it.
Yeah. other than those Champ Pro turds up at the Macon League.
Oh, so bad.
3 hits and it's flat. Somebody go get the air compressor and shove it.
Yeah. If you're proud that you put a flat spot in that ball,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Scott Sumter, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I mean, that really begs. Of course, now the dog's gonna. Come on, man. The dog's gonna pace around and clickety clack.
Come here.
But I mean, that is a. Oh no.
You'll be alright.
Guest appearance.
Yeah.
But that is a good question. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I want the second.
I'm thinking I'm going with a horse-sized duck.
No way, man. Ducks bite.
They do bite. So do horses.
But
just saying.
if they're that small, you can. That's just a little nibble.
But no. But here's the thing.
That's just
But no, man, because they got them teeth. Because it's going to be a horse. It's going to have chompers.
Now quit. If you're gonna act like a turd.
Yeah, speaking of idiots. No, man, I'm thinking I want that duck-sized horse or that horse-sized duck.
Not a chance.
Dude, one shot and he's down. What are you gonna do with 100? What are you gonna do with 100 little mini horses charging at you? You only got one bullet. You gonna line them all up and take a shot?
Quack.
Walks like a duck.
Where were we at? He said that.
We were up in the parking lot at Rainbow.
That's right. That's.
Love Boss. If you play Rainbow and you ever met Boss, you've met an incredible person.
That's right.
One of the nicest guys ever stepped on the
Was
field.
that the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like the next. Oh, I'll see him Monday. I'll have to say.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to say.
He'll start laughing too. Do that laugh.
Walk like a duck.
Matt Metcalf, is the pitching video still in the works? Yes. That had kind of something to do with the topic that I discussed earlier with the spotty uploads. I mean, I just literally haven't had time to do anything. But that stuff is in the works. Finally, I'm going to get a chance to free up my schedule and get that shot. Probably going to do it in a series, just kind of like the beginning phases of things. Obviously, I'm no expert pitcher
Now you put the softball in your hand. On next week's episode, we're going to show you how to put it in your glove.
The next week's episode, we're going to teach you how to take it out and throw it.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. BP Hero.
But I'm probably going to do in intermediate. A beginner, just like the basics, and then do like an intermediate, maybe a little more advanced stuff, and then probably. Again, I don't consider myself a world-renowned softball player. I feel like I'm a decent pitcher, but I'm going to probably try and reach out to some of the upper-level pitchers to kind of get, that higher opinion of things, see what those guys think and the approach that those guys take to certain things.
You and I have talked about it before off camera. For your pitching video, you ought to talk about when you go to place your fielders, too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's something that may kind of go into the advanced
Right.
video, but again, we'll kind of see how it pans out. But that's what I'm thinking. Just do beginner and intermediate and kind of an advanced type video. Dalton Collie.
Yeah, you're reading that one. I don't.
That's why I would have took it.
Yeah.
Would you self-identify as a lady so you could hit an 11-inch softball? That's just that's one of those things that's uncontrollably giggle at. Jack Hamilton Smith. How's the Everest holding up? Boy, it's holding.
I'd be curious to see if it would pass this weekend.
I thought about sending it with Danny to see if it was going to pass at ASA State because he was asking about taking it.
Well, if he likes that Derby boys, then that would be the next thing for him to swing. You need to get on. You already got me in the face.
Are they going to test this weekend?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. They never have before for NSA.
I think they just run. I think they do a hand check.
Right. Let's see. Travis Burkholder, NSA State this weekend.
Be curious to see who he's there with.
Probably be there with the Bulldogs.
No, they aren't. They're not signed up.
Come on, Clickety Clow.
At least under that name.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. In gold, they're not. They don't play silver. They play gold.
Right. That's not. He doesn't play with those Bulldogs.
Yeah.
That's Amish Travis Burkholder.
The Bulldogs are Amish.
Right. That's the Bulldogs out of St. Louis.
They're both signed up.
They're both signed up.
There's two Bulldogs?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Here, I'll show you. Timeout. Because I have the screenshot on my phone. I sent it to you earlier.
Yeah. Bulldogs right there. Oh, I'll be danged.
Fucking new guy. The gold bracket, I would want no part of. Silver bracket, honestly, doesn't look bad. If you're in the right spot, you can have a good day. I don't know all the teams in the silver bracket, but I do know a lot of the teams in the gold bracket. No thanks. That's going to be an interesting day.
That's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
I didn't even look far enough to see. Is it one day for both?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Kyle.
DeSoto.
Okay. When can we expect more vlogs?
As long as you say it fast, people can't get on to you, man.
More vlogs will be coming. Kind of back again to the spotty upload thing. Been busy with life and its whatnots, but all that's about to change. So I'll have more time to do more vlogs, do more of this, do more of that, and just stuff in general. And real quick before we go, thanks for stopping in and checking out the video. If this is by chance the first video of ours that you found and you sat through the whole thing, oh, that is bad. Subscribe to the channel. There's all kinds of good stuff on there. There's a bunch more of these. There is bat reviews. There's game film. So you go check all that out. Turn on those notifications so you get a notification when I post a video. Like the video and share it around. And comment wherever the damn thing is posted. Goodbye.